This is huge news. A federal judge has dismissed the criminal cases against both former FBI Director James Comey and Attorney General from New York, Letitia James. The reason for the dismissal? The court ruled that the appointment of US Attorney Lindsey Halligan, who oversaw both indictments, was invalid. And in both cases, the court ruled that the cases could not go forward with just a new US attorney because in both of those cases, Halligan was the only US attorney to have signed the indictments, making the entire process null and void. Am I surprised? No, because I called out exactly what just happened in this video that I did several weeks ago, where I said the following. But the same cannot be said for another case, that of James Comey. In Comey's case, Halligan is actually the US attorney who signed the indictment in circumstances that I'm gonna call maybe dubious. If you want a deep dive on all this, you can go to my Substack and read this article and get the details. So is it over for Comey? That is a big question, since the decisions dismissing the case were both issued without prejudice, which means that the government can essentially refile the charges. But in the case of Comey, there's a huge catch. The indictment was filed literally hours before the statute of limitation ran out. So the question is, can the government now nominate a new U.S. attorney, presumably valid this time, and refile the charges? Well, that depends on whether the court considers the statute of limitation tolled, which means that the clock essentially stopped. And that is a fairly complex topic, so I think I'm going to do a Substack article specifically about this, the process, and the odds that Comey could be reindicted. For now, one thing is sure, ketchup is probably being thrown against the wall everywhere in the Oval Office because James Comey and Letitia James are both no longer under indictment or on trial.